I'm just going to make a pile of thermals.
A fleece-lined, checked flannel shirt. It says workwear in it.
I'm Xand van Tulleken, and my twin brother Chris and I are both doctors.
Rubber gloves. You can never have too many rubber gloves.
Over the past decade, we've helped out in emergencies around the world. Now we're going to the emergency that's on our doorstep.
Horror at sea. 39 migrants feared dead.
In the past year, we've seen a massive humanitarian crisis unfold on our continent. More than 1 million people have arrived on Europe's shores, seeking safety and security, or just hopes of a better life. Many thought that winter would see fewer people making the journey, but huge numbers continue to come despite the extra risks the cold weather brings.
Macedonia, Serbia. Could be thick snow.
We have no idea what we're going to find.
We're going to spend 2 weeks with doctors and aid workers on the migrant trail, helping out wherever we can.
Are you okay?
We are Syrian people. We're coming from work.
From beach landings
2 boats in 30 seconds.
to refugee camps.
What was it like in Syria before you left?
وصواريخ وضرب دائما علينا ونخاف كثير احنا.
From icy cold border crossings
We cannot transport this lady because we will be people trafficking.
to the shanty towns much closer to home.
He is quite ill and he should see the doctor now.
We want to understand what conditions are like for those who are fleeing through Europe at this time of year.
That is a child. This is a child.
And see for ourselves how this humanitarian crisis is being met across the continent.
We need a doctor!
Let's get him out of the wind, out of the cold, somewhere warm.
It's early January, and we've flown to the Greek island of Lesbos. We've come to see what's happening on Europe's front line with the migrant crisis, and to help if we can. It's only a short boat journey to Lesbos from Turkey, making this island the gateway to Europe for those fleeing war and persecution. With the land border into Greece closed to many migrants, the sea crossing is the only route.
Of the 1 million people that have come to Europe from Syria, Afghanistan, the refugees, over the last year, half of them have come through this island. So this little holiday resort is the heart of the biggest refugee migration crisis since World War II.
You'd never know it, would you?
What is quite amazing is if you look to the right, we're on the coast road, and those lights over there are Turkey.
Oh, really? That's how close it is?
Yeah. It's 6 a.m. I'm heading for one of the main landing sites for migrants.
The sun is just about to come up, and this is kind of the time the boats normally arrive. They set off when it's still dark, and it's light by the time they get to Lesbos. What I'm doing now is just driving along the coast, looking to see if I can see any of the kind of army of volunteers that are keeping an eye out all night for boats. Oh, here we go.
Despite the scale of the crisis, there's been no coordinated response by the Greek authorities to the arrivals on the beaches.
I'm Alex.
Rebecca is from the UK. She's one of hundreds of volunteers who've come to help from around the world.
So what have you guys been doing here?
We get together here from 12 onwards, all night long, patrolling for the refugees coming off the boats. As there's sometimes pregnant women, there's very young children, also disabled we've had coming off the boat, so we need to have teams here, to assist them.
Rebecca tells me it's vital to signal to the boats.
There's a boat out here now.
You can see it flashing.
So that they can navigate towards safety.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Can you flash?
With a boat in sight, it's critical to attract their attention.
We do the same back so they know that, you know, there's somebody here waiting for them to help them.
Yeah, you can see them very clearly. This is kind of torture watching them because they can have an engine failure, they could sink. Those people who are definitely at massive risk of hypothermia. And it's really rough out there. You can see big waves.
While Xand waits on the beach, I'm on my way to the rocky north coast of the island, to one of the most dangerous places for the boats to land.
God. There's just boats, there's just rubber. You can see very clearly now why you do not want to land one of those boats here at night.
Turkish smugglers make the migrants pilot their own boats, and all too often, they head for the lighthouse. There's another group of volunteers here. They show me the piles of life jackets sold to those making the crossing.
Pick one of these that you think looks pretty legitimate.
Well, this one looks legitimate, doesn't it? It's got safety labeling on it.
Okay. There's a bunch
Oh, wow.
of these.
This is just packing foam.
Exactly.
I mean, this kind of thing is just hopeless, isn't it? This is a toy.
That's what makes me the most angry, is when you see a kid coming in something like this that's already deflating.
On the cliff top, spotters scan the waters to alert rescue teams. They try to direct the boats towards safer beaches.
Let's have a look. There's one there.
The first boat arrives, and we go to help in whatever way we can. The priority is to look out for anyone suffering with hypothermia from the freezing crossing.
We need a doctor!
There's a boy who looks like he's extremely cold.
Okay. Okay. Okay, silver side on his skin. Yeah, I am a doctor, but I'm happy to see another doctor. Okay, get his wet shoes and socks off. We can get him immediately a little drier and a little better insulated, getting some dry socks in him now. Most important thing is get him out of the wind, out of the cold, somewhere warm. And slowly warmed up.
Yeah, I think so.
A young man, Mohammed, is also showing signs of hypothermia.
What's he saying there?
He's saying he's just overwhelmed and scared.
Okay. Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Spanish?
He's just shocked, so I think he needs some looking after. This one's a bit tall.
Thankfully, he recovers quickly.
There you go. Spread it out.
I don't need to.
So I think he's... Huh?
I don't need.
You don't need a doctor. You look like you might need at least some attention, eh? Yeah? You okay? Yeah. Nice to meet you. Good. Good. All right. That's good. You come a long way. I have to say, that is full on. We've got about 70 people out of a boat, treated a couple of them for hypothermia. There's a man here with a heart condition, having a cigarette, but looking a bit more relaxed. I feel elated and extremely sad at the same time. It's a very confusing feeling that you look out and you go, all these people are safe, and there's another boat right there. 1, 2.
Just as the beach is cleared, we're back to work again.
Hello. Two boats in 30 seconds.
It's immediately clear that this boat has more vulnerable passengers.
This lady's pregnant, she's got abdominal pain, she's got tummy pain, and someone who's just had an extremely stressful, traumatic freezing cold boat journey.
Okay, is she otherwise healthy?
Very, very frightening for her, and she's with her husband. Obviously, you're worrying about the baby.
The lady is taken to a clinic for further assessment. For some, there's relief that they've made it to Europe, whilst others seem overcome and traumatized by the journey. Nearly all of these people are from Syria, Afghanistan or Iraq, as are 90% of the migrant arrivals on Lesbos.
Where have you come from?
I'm from Iraq. I'm Kurd.
You're Iraqi Kurd?
Yeah.
Everyone who's just landed is taken by UN bus to a registration camp to make official their arrival in Europe.
So how many people do you think in total so far this morning?
50 to 60 per boat times 4.
Yeah, so over 200 people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And the half were kids.
There'll be more boats elsewhere?
There's probably about 20 in the north right now.
So probably this morning more than 1,000 people?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But not everyone who sets off from Turkey makes it to Lesbos without assistance.
Boat number 5, definitely in Turkish operators, over.
Patrolling the waters are several crews of international lifeguards, as well as the official Greek Coast Guard. While Xand stays on land, I'm joining a team from Spain who've been here for 6 months. They've even brought their own boat with them. In winter, the conditions are icy cold, making this crossing even more dangerous. In January alone, there were 218 deaths on the route. Those numbers would be far greater if it wasn't for the work of lifeguards like Gerard.
Well, what's the biggest number you guys have helped in one day?
At the end of the summer, some days we have up to 80 boats, 100 boats some days.
So that might be like 5,000 people in one day.
Yeah, 5,000 people.
There is a boat coming in 1 mile to west and it's heading to Yogi Beach, over.
There's a boat that's potentially in trouble. But we have to be very careful not to stray outside of Greek waters, or we could be arrested by the Turkish authorities.
We're about 50 meters from the Turkish border in the sea. And we can just see maybe, 500 meters, a kilometer there. A very small boat with a very large number of people in it. But if their engine fails now, we can't go help them. It's mad.
We are Syrian people. We're coming from war.
Are you okay?
Can you help you? Please help us if we need it.
That's okay, we will. And these boats are just terrible. The front of that boat is almost underwater. There's a guy bailing out the boat with a water bottle. These boats can just break apart. If I wanted to buy that boat, it's a few €100, isn't it? 700 euros. And the engine is what, another 500, something like that? Each person in that boat has paid at least €1,000, maybe more.
This group has been lucky. The conditions for the crossing have been good. Their engine has held out, and they've made it to safety under the watch of the Spanish lifeguards. We head back out to sea, and within minutes, we're alerted to a boat in trouble.
So it looks like these guys, their engine is broken.
The boat's taken on too much water. It could sink in minutes, so it's a race against time to transfer the passengers.
This way, okay? One way.
We need to control the crowd, or the boat could capsize.
Yeah. Okay. But take this one.
A few tense minutes later, and 50 people have been safely rescued.
Thank you.
While Chris is out at sea, I'm heading inland to the Greek-run registration camp to visit a medical clinic that treats new arrivals to the island. I want to know more about the medical problems faced by migrants at this stage of their journey.
Wow.
Moria camp is based in a former police detention centre. It's here where migrants have to formally register their arrival in Greece. They can't move on until they receive documentation.
It feels like a very sad place. That's my first impression. This is the sort of minimum thing we can do to keep people alive. A roof over their heads, some food, but to try and live here with a family with dignity, that's pretty tough, isn't it? I wouldn't want to have my family here.
One of the clinics at the camp is run by charity MSF. On duty today is Nora, an Arabic-speaking GP from London.
Salam, habibi.
For most migrants, this is their first chance to see a doctor in many weeks.
There's no problem in your lungs, okay? All you need today is paracetamol. Bye-bye.
Is that pretty representative of the kind of thing you see?
Yeah, so the majority of what we've been seeing here has been respiratory tract infections, so colds, chest infections, so much frostbite at the moment as well, because they're walking from Afghanistan through the mountains into Iran. It's snowing there and we're seeing frostbite. Oh God, we're seeing people standing on sea urchins and coming in with hundreds of spikes in their foot.
You never get those two things in the same clinic,
no,
right? Like
absolutely.
sea urchins and frostbite never go together.
Exactly.
Wow.
So we're seeing a big variety. Lots of psychological problems.
Really?
A huge number of psychological problems. Lots of people who've just lost their medication. So we see blood sugar levels that are higher than I've ever seen in my life.
One of the youngest patients today is 5-year-old Ibrahim from Syria, who's arrived with his mum and has a painful foot condition.
This is absolutely classic trench foot, and infection just gets into that so easily. It's very painful, and it means this little boy can't use his feet. And I mean, if you imagine traveling anywhere with a kid who can't walk, it's much, much harder to get around with.
Trench foot is soft tissue damage caused by standing in cold water for long periods.
Oh, you don't want to touch your feet? Shall I hold them? Is that better? Yeah?
Ibrahim has a condition that's rarely been seen in Britain since the First World War.
Good job. You're okay. You're okay.
They arrived 2 days ago from Syria. None of this happened from the dinghy. This all happened from the rain yesterday. And because it rained so much, they were sleeping out here. He's got this today.
We've caught it early, so the treatment is straightforward. Clean, dry socks and some paracetamol. He should be walking again in a couple of days.
Okay, habibi. Okay, مع السلامة. Thank you.
One of the more vulnerable patients today is Cameron, an elderly Iraqi man.
He's traumatized by walking because the shoes are destroyed and his sight is reduced.
He
can't
see.
Okay.
He seems to be very visually impaired.
Yes, he is.
As far as I can see, he's got quite severe cataracts.
It looks like the problem is that his feet have been injured because of his journey and because his shoes are destroyed. His feet are absolutely freezing. His nail is completely smashed up. And because he's diabetic, of course, now we're even more worried with the open cuts on the feet that he'll get infected. Ooh, what's happened here?
I think it's just about the situation in Iraq, the war, something that I think they hit him and they broke him.
In the leg.
Yes, he came alone, but his son and his daughter they are in Germany.
I'm worried about him because he's vulnerable. He's on his own. He's partially sighted. He can barely walk. He's going to really struggle speaking Kurdish around here because there aren't many Kurdish interpreters at all. The most important thing at the moment to me is to have a look at these wounds, get my nurse to clean them. The clothes distribution here. The clothes distributions.
Yes, it's very hard. To travel alone. And he has nobody to help him. That's the problem. One, yeah? No. Nora?
Yeah.
Here outside, right?
Yeah, please.
You see terrible things in the hospital in England as well, obviously, but his life does not look good for a long time to come. But at least Nora's going to get him to hospital, which is where he needs to be.
I want to know more about what's driven whole families to leave their homes and embark on such difficult and dangerous journeys. One of the new arrivals is Mohammed, who left Syria 3 weeks ago heading for Germany, along with his wife and 4 young children.
Who's the oldest?
Anna.
And you're 10. Wow. Little man, you doing okay?
يعني أنا استنتجت بضمن هيدي الحصار 4 سنين إنه الأطفال ما لهم مستقبل، حتى نحن ما لنا مستقبل. نحن يعني كنا برحلتنا كان فيها خوف ومشقة، وقت اللي بدنا نعبر الحدود التركية عبرنا كان ثلج وجبل وكان فيها مشقة، بس تحملنا لأجل هدول الأطفال وخطر البلم وهدول الناس اللي عم نشوفهم شلون عم بيموتوا. الله سبحانه وتعالى هي اللي وصلتنا على بر الأمان.
شو اسمك؟
Amne.
Amne. I'm Alex.
Welcome.
Welcome to you. What was it like in Syria before you left?
ما هي حلوة أبداً وصواريخ وضرب دائماً علينا وبنخاف كتير إحنا ونبكي وننزل تحت عند بيت عمي مثل هذا ويصيروا الصواريخ يطبوا ونخاف كتير.
And what do you think is going to be the best thing about being in Germany?
المدرسة والتعليم وكل شيء. كل شيء حلو في ألمانيا. بدي أصير دكتورة مثلكم.
Like me. Whoa!
Emna shows me what possessions she's brought with her from home.
How much is this?
25
25.
ليرة سورة.
What could you buy with this?
كيس بطاطا واحد.
Do you have anything else from Syria?
No.
No.
بس.
I meet lots of 10-year-olds, but I've never spoken to a 10-year-old who talked about rocket attacks at home. And that's not a conversation anyone should have with a 10-year-old. If I think of what my son got for Christmas, and she left Syria with 2 coins, which are now worthless because of the war. That money's worthless anywhere. But those are her memories of home, are those 2 coins.
In January this year, more than 30,000 people made the dangerous crossing to Lesbos. This time last year, it was less than 1,000. The humanitarian response here seems at times chaotic, but the volunteers and the Greek authorities are doing their best to manage a complex and ever-changing situation. From Lesbos, I'm traveling to Athens, following the migrants' route to mainland Europe. It's 6 in the morning. I've come to the port in the Greek capital to see the humanitarian issues facing the migrants on the next stage of their journey. Every single day, at least 1,500 people leave Moria camp to take the overnight ferry to Athens. Everyone is desperate to move on as quickly as they can from Greece to richer countries in Northern Europe.
Everyone's blowing whistles and trying to get people on buses to the border. You get the sense people here are really vulnerable to being exploited. Everyone looks a bit bewildered. It's early in the morning, it's freezing cold, and there's a lot of people shouting at them to get on different buses. Whether they're legitimate bus companies or smugglers, I can't tell.
One thing there isn't here is medical help.
They are moving quickly to the buses to get to the border, and you really get a sense if any of them have got medical problems, they are not going to be pausing here. They're not stopping. Their priority is not their health. Their priority is getting to the rest of Europe.
But not everyone is able to leave Athens immediately. Tucked away down a side street is a camp that's home to hundreds of the most vulnerable of Europe's new arrivals. A clinic here provides healthcare to migrants who are stuck in limbo in Athens. Dr. Katerina wants to introduce me to one of her patients, who has overcome huge challenges to flee to a better life.
Where is it? Oh, is it?
Yes.
29-year-old Kasai is from Syria.
Very nice to meet you. I'm Alex.
Nice to meet you.
So you have quite a good view of everything that happens.
Yeah, me, I see everything from here.
Kasai has brittle bone disease, and this puts him at extremely high risk of sustaining fractures. I've seen these boats coming in, and there is no room. I mean, everyone is getting pushed around and tripping.
Yeah. Everyone's sitting on each other.
I would find that boat trip difficult. For me, it's amazing that you managed to do it.
The boat smuggler, they took guns in our faces, and they took my wheelchair, and they threw it in the water. They told me, if you want your wheelchair, you must pay for its place.
You must pay for. You have to pay a separate ticket for your wheelchair.
Yes, because instead of your wheelchair, I can have more passengers. Inside the boat, my left arm was also broken because some woman, she fell down on it. After I arrived at the Greek side, I fell down on the rocks.
What, when you were getting out of the boat?
Yeah, and I broke my leg, 2 fractures.
I mean, that gives me some idea of how bad it was to be in Syria.
The reason I left Syria because I am very active on Facebook and social websites, and I am always criticize the regime of Al-Assad, their intelligence officers. They told me, if you will not be silent, we can send you some people to break all your bones.
Wow.
And you can be then silent. And I was very scared. But at the same time, I am really proud of myself. I want to take my opportunities. Maybe I will make it or not. And I don't have a problem with that.
It's amazing. Really, you've made my day. It's completely amazing.
I've overtaken Xand to travel to the next stage of the migrants' route through Europe, the Greek-Macedonian border crossing at Idomeni.
Aid tents, UNHCR, railway tracks, razor wire, and a big old queue of people there.
The migrants arrive on buses from Athens at the rate of around 2,000 per day. Macedonia is not part of the EU, so it controls its own borders. But it will only allow 3 nationalities to enter: Syrians, Afghans, and Iraqis. Everyone else is turned away, forcing them to carry on illegally or return to Athens. The one place at Idomeni where everyone is treated equally is the clinic. Run by charity Doctors of the World, there are people of many nationalities here, including those turned away at the border.
Arabic, no. Farsi, no, nothing.
Many are nervous of being identified.
Point, you point.
Such as Hamza from Morocco.
So, what is your plan now?
أنا مني كنت أقول لك صغير شغل مشي إيطاليا مني كشمني.
This young Somali woman needs stitches for an injured hand.
How did she hurt her hand?
She fell. We are running. Then, after 1 hour, the police arrested us. Then we came here.
Her friend Okla says they've come to Europe to escape the Al-Shabaab militia terrorizing their country.
There are troops, you know, there's fire, enemies. They killed a teenager like me. They said, I will kill you if you don't come with us.
Now what will you do?
If you cross the border, I would like to go to Sweden. I want to start a new life with education.
How much money have you spent coming from Somalia to here?
Here, we spent 5,000 euros.
Do you hope you will get to Sweden?
Inshallah.
Inshallah?
Yeah.
This is where it happens, where either you kind of get to Europe or not. Once you're through this point, I think you just fairly quickly rattle through to Germany, Denmark, where you want to get to.
But for many, being turned back at the Macedonian border means another round of people smugglers and attempts to evade the authorities if they're to reach Northern Europe. For those who've made it across the border, the next stage of the journey is 120 miles through Macedonia to reach Serbia. Higher ground here means the weather can be even more brutal.
What I'm really hoping is that no one has to spend too much time outdoors, because I'm wearing a huge number of layers and expensive thermals and a fancy jacket, and I'm cold.
What I'm shocked to find is that once the migrants have crossed the border into Serbia, they have to continue their journeys on foot.
Hi. Assalamu alaikum.
No matter what their age or condition, they have to walk over a kilometre to the first Serbian camp, which is used for security screening.
More than any other crisis I've ever been to, the only thing there is for doctors and nurses to do here, with a few little exceptions, most people just want some humanity. They just want a bit of compassion.
قال له انه ما فيه مثلا شي سياره كذا نسحب الحجه ولو لحالها معلش.
There is no any vehicle just to transport.
We have a vehicle, we have a Jeep there, and we cannot transport this lady because we will be people trafficking.
All I can do is walk with her to the Serbian checkpoint.
أرجو أن تقولوا دكتور نحن نشكركم جزيل الشكر.
Once they pass through the first checkpoint, the young, the old, and the infirm are taken by minibus 3 kilometres to another set of security checks. The rest have to walk those 3 kilometres in sub-zero temperatures and driving snow. But as night draws in and more arrive at the border, it's clear that there aren't enough minibuses.
That's a van for the children and the disabled people, but having said that, that is a child. This is a child.
This is my child.
Assalamu alaikum.
I walk because there's no many cars.
There's no cars, yeah. You know where you're going?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I'm freezing. This is unbelievable. This border crossing is a microcosm of the whole response, where it's like, well, we'll help, but not much. We'll put on a bus for some of the way, but we'll also make you walk in the snow. But some of you can have a bus and a hot cup of tea, and we'll kind of be a bit nice, but not very, very nice.
Even at this coldest time of year, around 2,000 people are arriving every day. They all have to be registered before they can carry on with their journeys through Serbia. But until they've been processed, they can't enter the relief tents.
So look behind me. This is, it's just, again, we've got a wonderful tent, like a wedding marquee tent, with a huge silver pipe pumping boiling hot air into this tent, okay? And the tent, as you can see through the cracks, completely empty. And the people, if I turn you round, the people who should be in the warm tent are all behind me. This is the madness of this crisis. So how are you feeling?
I'm tired.
You're tired?
Very, very, very tough trip.
So where are you trying to go?
I hope to reach Norway.
Norway? Yeah. So you're getting used to the cold for Norway?
Yeah, he's full in the ice. كم مرة؟ خمس. لا مو 5 مرات. 3 times.
So who are you running away from? ISIS or Assad?
Both.
You're stuck in the middle.
Because Assad is like ISIS. He's killing us.
Are you happy? How do you feel that you left? You happy? You sad? You don't know?
Yes. No, I don't know.
Yes and no in the same. Maybe
yes and no together.
Yeah, together.
Okay.
Having queued to get their papers checked yet again, it's only when they get inside the camp that people can get a hot cup of tea, some food, and dry clothes if they need them. If it wasn't for the volunteers, I'm not sure any of this would be here. There's also a medical clinic run by an Israeli charity.
What's this baby's name? Leia.
Basically, there are many cases now of hypothermia.
Yeah.
That's what is going on now. It's mostly children.
So you're getting good at hypothermia because people are queuing for an hour and a half before registration with their babies.
Yes, I'm quite surprised to see that we don't expose to more severe cases of hypothermia.
How cold was this baby?
It was 32.
32. I mean, 32 is cold.
Yes.
Put it this way, I have never seen a baby in the UK with the body temperature of 32. I've never seen it.
Yes, no, me neither.
You know, it would be an emergency in the hospital.
Yes. You can see he was improving.
And this is a very happy, warm baby now.
Yes.
I've overtaken Chris to travel 1,500 miles the easy way by plane. I'm heading for one of the key destinations for many migrants, the infamous Calais jungle.
This is a place where people have ended up. It may not be what they want to be their final destination, but I think people are kind of getting stuck here. And so I'm expecting we're going to see maybe quite different medical problems. I don't know exactly what, but living in a camp is very different to being on the move. I feel quite nervous as we get closer to the jungle, thinking, what are we going to find there? Oh my God, this is appalling. You cannot imagine that we're in Northern Europe. It doesn't look like anyone should live here at all.
There's estimated to be around 5,000 people here, and everyone wants to get to the UK, either because of family ties or because they believe Britain is the best place in Europe to make a new life.
So I thought I was coming to a refugee camp, but this is a proper shanty town. And this is the high street. There's restaurants, there's shops, there's a hairdresser, and then in the background, you've got the Western world. This barricaded motorway with all the trucks and cars driving along it, policemen lining it, all separated by a massive fence. You can see this horrible inequality between the two bits of the world. What it must be like to turn up, having come all the way from Syria, and end up here. And you must be wondering what on earth you've done. What is that? What is that? This is the police gas.
Over there.
So they gas them when they try and climb over?
This is police game.
Are these people leaving because of the gas?
Yeah.
Oh my God. We have to leave.
The following morning, I've returned to the jungle.
On the edge of the camp is a clinic run by MSF. Even at 9 in the morning, there's a queue of patients. There are many families with young children.
Yes, fever and cough.
How long is he sick?
2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because jungle is too cold. You know what I mean?
The Bahar family from Iraq are one of dozens with colds and chest infections. But there are other patients with conditions that have nothing to do with the weather. A young Afghan man has a suspected broken arm after a confrontation with the police.
Okay, can you move your fingers? Okay.
So he broke his arm because he fell from the fence?
Yes. When he saw police, he tried to come back, and from the top, police moved the fence, and he fell on this wrist.
You don't know until he's had an X-ray. He can certainly move his fingers and his hand is warm, so it hasn't interrupted the blood supply or the nerves. But still, this can be a very big problem. He may need surgery, and if he has surgery, that will be very complicated because he's living in the jungle. Is this uncommon to see broken bones from the police?
I don't know, 4 or 5 each weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of the severity of the injury, MSF is able to send him to the local hospital for treatment.
What will you do? When your bones heal, will you try again to go to London?
Yeah.
Again?
Yes. Tomorrow, after tomorrow, this, okay. Ready this, I'm after try.
Bonjour.
It's complicated, isn't it? He's trying to get to England, and he's fallen off the fence, but the police were shaking the fence. It's kind of a self-inflicted injury, but he's in a really difficult situation. I mean, medically, I'd say you're crazy. Don't try and go anywhere with a broken arm. But for his life, it's not much of a life here.
One of the volunteers helping out in the camp is an expert in public health from Cambridge University.
What are the big problems here?
Lack of hygiene, lack of sanitation, lack of access to clean water, essentially fundamental public health infrastructure.
Stephen has spent the last month here assessing conditions.
If this was in the UK, if this was a music festival in the UK, it would never be allowed to happen again. Like, there were standards about access to toilets. So at UK music festivals, it's, you know, 1 toilet for 25 people. Here, you're looking at 1 toilet for nearly 100. You know, there's a factory over here.
Yeah.
And that produces chemicals that go into the air. Underneath our feet is an old industrial dump. There's asbestos a few feet below.
So this is like the worst place to put a camp?
Yeah. It's a question of when something is going to kick off, not if.
Do you mean an epidemic?
Yeah. Hopefully it won't be anything as severe as cholera, maybe some other form of diarrheal disease. But it is going to be a when, not an if question.
What's amazing to me about this place is that it's not a managed camp. Like, I've never been in a camp where the United Nations isn't doing stuff, where a lot of NGOs aren't running things, where the state isn't taking much of an interest.
Yeah, the French government have refused to classify this as a humanitarian crisis. Oxfam's not here, the Red Cross isn't here, the UN's not here. What we end up having is a bunch of essentially ragtag volunteers. It's not like an emergency response. These people are not treated as humans. They're treated as a nuisance, as essentially vermin.
Whatever reasons lie behind the lack of basic assistance for the people in the jungle, it has not deterred migrants from coming here in large numbers, and every day sees around 50 new arrivals. The result feels to me like a crisis within a humanitarian crisis. The majority of migrants are not heading to Britain and don't end up in the jungle. The favourite destination is Germany, where the response has been led by the authorities, not by volunteers.
So it's a cold, grey day in Berlin. This city, which is smaller than London, has taken 80,000 people. Germany as a whole has taken 1 million people. So I want to see, how are they getting on? How are they faring? How are they being treated?
The Lagizo Registration Centre is where migrants join long queues for the paperwork they need to begin the asylum process. Some have travelled more than 3,000 miles to get here.
This queue is full of Syrians and Afghans, but Libyans and Kosovans and Albanians, and it's an amazingly ethnically diverse crew. I just can't believe, surely all these people are not going to get asylum. But no matter where they're from, until their status has been decided, there's help for everyone. This clinic has been established to treat common medical problems, but it also feeds migrants in greater need into the German hospital system. This is how the Germans are taking care of the refugees. Quite different to, the Greek-Macedonian border. I'm here to see Harry, a young Kurdish man from Iraq who's travelled across Europe in his wheelchair. How old were you when you broke your back?
I think 8 years.
Just 8 years ago. And before that, your legs worked?
Yeah,
your legs were fine, you were walking.
Somebody shot me this gun with my friend sitting car, shot me in this car, shooting this car this accident. After broken my back, also my friend's dead.
Okay.
I come in here for new life. I come in for hope.
Can you feel touch here?
Yeah, I feel there.
Feel this?
I feel there.
This?
Yeah, I don't feel.
Nothing here?
Yeah, nothing here.
Okay, so show me where the limit of feeling is.
I feel there. I don't feel.
I think for a long time, the best thing will be physical therapy. Well, I think in Germany there are very good physical therapists who can help a little bit.
I think so, but.
And you have the strength here to be very good with wheelchair. You have that strength.
It's a long time this.
It's very unlikely that Harry will be able to walk again, but I feel confident that he'll flourish if he's allowed to stay here. Being in a wheelchair in Germany, possibly more than any other country on earth, there is a community that you can be a part of. He's not going to get his legs back, but I suspect that his life here is going to be a lot easier. For Germany, it's been a huge undertaking to cope with such a large influx of people in need. Places like this former airport, Tempelhof, have been converted into emergency shelters for thousands of recent arrivals. Wow. This is a breathtaking bit of engineering and construction. Qutayba came here from the Iraqi city of Ramadi after it fell to ISIS.
At first, we looking for peace. The next, I want to continue my studying. I'm studying medicine and general surgery.
So I'm a doctor.
Ah,
that's very nice. Qutayba is one of what will soon be 7,000 people living in this converted airport. In a matter of months, the authorities have already managed to provide warm beds, hot meals, toilets, and showers for thousands of people.
We go by buses.
So you get a bus to go and have a shower?
Yeah.
And where's the shower?
The end of this building.
Wow! It's a very famous building.
Yeah.
Built by Hitler's chief architect.
We are lucky. We visit this historical place for free.
You're a very optimistic person, I think.
I can't return back to my...
You can't go back to Ramadi?
No, I can't. It's destroyed. It's destroyed.
You have to succeed here?
Yeah, no way. I have to success or success. No way.
The way the German authorities have handled the humanitarian crisis is undoubtedly impressive. These are the best conditions I've witnessed so far along the route. Some have argued that their generous response encourages more people to make the perilous journey. But I think Germany is simply responding in the most humane way possible.
Back in France, I'm leaving Calais jungle to explore another destination for large numbers of migrants. It's a camp that's less well known and where there are fewer volunteers helping out. Across the road from a suburban French housing estate near Dunkirk is Europe's newest migrant camp that sprung up in just a few short months.
Immediately walking in, this doesn't even feel like a shanty town. This feels And this is just people sort of camping in the woods.
I've been told that there are around 3,000 people here, mostly Kurdish, with lots of families. Medical charity Doctors of the World runs a makeshift clinic in the camp. Coordinator Florence has been here for the past 6 months.
You go to the doctor? Yeah. You know, they're there. Yeah. Bye-bye. There's between 200 and 300 children younger than 10 years old.
Really? 300 children living in these conditions. You can't imagine 300 children living in a place like this. This is not, no one should live here.
I don't know, people are gonna stay in the spot where they think they're gonna get a better chance to get to England. It's not that they don't care, but they will not think about living condition because they always have that hope that tomorrow they will be in England. It's only gonna be for one more night.
I thought Calais was the worst camp I've ever seen, but this is spectacularly worse. This place is a measure of how desperate people are to get to England. You have to go through this hellhole to get somewhere that you want to be.
I've heard that there's a young child in the camp called Ariat who's not well. I want to see how he's getting on and what kind of conditions the family are living in. Nuruz is from the Kurdish part of Iraq. She has 6 children with her.
How long have you been living in this shelter? He does not look very well. So he has a rash in his mouth. How long has he had the rash for? Is he eating okay? This is not good. My worry is it's not chickenpox, it's measles. Did he have his vaccinations when you were in Iraq?
لا العراق أنا خوش صحيح صحيح أقدر كشكر أو يذكر تاي يذكر زور.
He is quite ill and he should see the doctor now, and if there is a big problem they can get him to hospital. I'm happy to try and speak to the doctors in the clinic and see if we can do some other things for him.
The family are sleeping in a makeshift home built out of 2 tents and bits of plastic sheeting.
Okay, how many people?
والله بينزي لدن البينت.
5 people.
سنة فرش مع ليرة دانو ندوش مع لولا دانو.
And all the bedding is wet. Is the floor wet? Yes, I think everything is damp. Oh my goodness, and you can smell, it smells like an old bread bin. Oh.
بس بدري دري وما عندي كردي هيت سبيو ديار نبي.
Oh. This is very hard to live like this, eh? So we're trying to look after we're trying to look after the baby, okay? And we'll try and get you feeling a bit better. 1-year-olds, their immune systems just don't work, and everything in that place is setting the kid up for severe illness, which is what I'm worried he's got.
At the clinic, the doctor on duty doesn't take long to confirm my fears.
He has measles, right?
Yes. I need to bring him to the hospital.
You think he should go to hospital?
Yes.
I do. I agree with you.
بتنجلو خد زاني ليناهم. أجر تحيلا جش كابيلا ماريا من لخم هم لو تار السردكم. نحتانب. You know how to use that? Okay, no more than 3 times a day. It's for the fever.
This is the worst thing I've seen on this entire journey. Looking at little Ariat, everything about him says he should go to hospital, and he's only 1 year old. But his mother doesn't want to take him. She's got 5 other kids here. I think she's frightened of the French authorities. And you can't make someone go to hospital. The terrifying thing is he's not the only kid here. There are hundreds of other kids here. And the risks of a measles epidemic in a place like this are very high. Measles in England doesn't kill anyone, or very rarely. Measles in a place like this kills kids very quickly.
After 2 weeks on the migrant trail, I'm travelling from Germany to France to pick up Xand before we head back to the UK.
The reason Xand and I did this trip is because we both worked in these humanitarian crises where people desperately need medical help. But it's very simple. When you go to an earthquake or a flood or a cyclone or a famine, and you just set up a tent and you treat people's needs.
What we've witnessed on this trip is not a natural disaster. Yet it's the biggest humanitarian crisis in Europe since World War II. From the Greek islands to the northern French coast, we've witnessed the appalling conditions migrants are facing. And it's clear those conditions are no deterrent to those wishing to make the journey.
Bloody hell. That is nuts, isn't it?
You all right? Oh, how you doing?
It's nice to see you. This is unbelievable. I just come from the most organised German camp.
And this isn't even the worst bit.
I have all this jumble of thoughts about my response to this. Like, how do you end up feeling about the whole crisis?
To come and see all this as a doctor through a medical lens, you just go, oh, OK, I can see loads of health problems, but I know how to fix the health problems. But I don't know how to fix the dilemmas about immigration and refugees. Like, I haven't got a way of...
Yeah, I feel like this isn't a mess that's going away anywhere soon, is it? This is going to keep happening.
And I guess when I think about all that, the main feeling I've had through the whole trip is, thank God this isn't me. If this was my family in this situation, I would not be able to cope. I've never felt more lucky in my life.